There we go. All right, so it's Monday morning, and the only thing that should be affecting this trading session will be ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. So relatively low impact news until 10. So I don't really look at much of the other stuff until that point. So it should be pretty standard operations. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna also pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for another day and a new week. Thank you for this new location. It's kind of fun just getting to set up in a new place. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for all of your blessings, for all of your kindness and your goodness and your grace and your mercy. Father, I ask that you give me wisdom and discernment as I go into the markets to make some interactions and help anyone that's with me this morning to also have discernment in the market. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, amen. All right, pull up MT5, do a top-down analysis. Oh, it's just starting to break out at the moment. See, the dollar is definitely making a comeback off of last week's bull rally. There's a battle to pull it back in to this range and to not let it go running away, which is to be expected. There should be a battle and a fight to hold the dollar. So I'm just going to mark a couple levels here on the daily. This one that we're sitting on right in here, it's just about there. 1.1815 is going to be another strong level with all the body highs. But you can look back here, we're still sitting on this high. So this line's going to be difficult to get through. So there'll probably be some wrestling, some back and forth movements in here. And let's just see how far away that is. Just 20, 25 pips away. Go down to the hourly. You can see it is just trying to break all these lows from the London session. Created some consolidation in here. Just this little spot here, which was a nice little trading range back and forth. That was, 30 pip range. That's good volatility last night. And then here's the 15-minute chart. We're 5 minutes past the hour. It's trying to break down. We'll see if it can hold. I'm going to just go with it and short there on this break. Just because it's on a pullback, I don't take the initial break. My rules say do not take a breakout trade. I just don't have those in my favor. Oh yeah, and we're starting out at 10,017.71. I can write that down. Okay, February 2nd, starting out at 10,1771. And so on Thursday was such a difficult session for me. I'm going to pull my trading history back up. So Thursday was all over here, and this was the Tokyo session where I ended up stopping out 2 times back to back. And for me, that's 2% losses each time. And so that was a pretty hefty loss session. I'm just trying to pull it back up. It's kind of hard. But essentially, I stopped out twice on this down leg. Once here, and then a second time here hitting stop losses. So then I came back and slowly chipped away through that whole night into the London session, put a little bit more profit back in, then got up and then grinded away all Friday, the whole day on Friday, like all the way till 4 p.m. And I got my account back above 10,000 just so I could go into the weekend with a positive account because I just can't stand going into the weekend with losses. So I worked a full day on Friday putting money back into the account. But the good thing is that was a confidence builder. The Tokyo session on Thursday was an absolute rodeo that was completely abnormal. And so as long as there's some normalcy in the market, we should be able to just put money back into the account today. So let's go down and trade the 1 minute chart. Last night I did a little bit of trading in this zone over here. Oh, maybe you can't see that. You have to zoom out just a little. I've got some trading in over here. I let one trade keep running. I got it to a break-even position. And then during the London session, that tapped out for a break-even. Just up there. Almost kept going through the night, but not quite. So I made a little bit. I made like $17 in this session right in here. Let's put some levels on the chart. If the this is going to be a little bit tricky if this market decides it wants to pop back into this big range, this 30 pip trading range in here, there's a good chance it's going to want to go and test back up to the other side. So I'm going to have to be cognizant of that and not be too heavy in this lower end, because what's going to happen is if it comes back up here, I'm going to short it all back up into these highs and then maneuver out of the losses that are down here. So I'm making my plans for when I'm wrong. and taking profit. Nice little trade to start off. Hey Larry, good to have you. May we all have a blessed day. Absolutely. How's it going with you this morning? I get to trade from a different spot today, traveling with the family. Yep, doing good. I'm just excited to be we're just traveling around the family, which is fun. And we're just staying in a hotel, and I got this cozy little trading nook. You get to sit on a couch. So it's like such a comfortable spot. I think this is more cozy and comfortable than my regular trading spot at home. So I'm doing good. Excited to be up and trading this morning. Oh, I didn't even try my Alveo this week. I've literally had so much trouble with it. The past 2 weeks were just couldn't do anything. So even finishing off last week. So I'm gonna go check that right now and see if they were able to do any work. Oh, I'm gonna just get on short here on this pullback. And I'm gonna go try and bring up Alveo and see if it's working yet. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I've even been able to do anything with it. Oops. Short again. And I'm going to try and see if I can pull up Alveo. 2.0.49. And it was not working. Apparently there's some good fixes in 49, but it's not fixing mine. Good thing is I've got nice quick internet here in the hotel, which is really nice. Hopefully, we won't have any lagging this morning. Is your end, does it seem clean? No lag today? Just taking profit. And 2 trades taking profit. Nice. Market is trying to break to the downside and starting to hold. I'm going to keep shorting on these pullbacks. Okay, Alveo was trying to open. That's good. I mean, I've had it open. It's been able to start loading. It'll like half open. And then it just gets stuck and it's spinning wheel of death. And then it can't choose an account that it wants to try and open up. So we'll see. It's not really opening yet, but I'll give it a few minutes. Your Alveo is working good? I've never had so much trouble with my Alveo. It's just kind of strange. Alveo's always worked good for me, and since all the new versions have come out, I've only ever had trouble. At least I was able to trade in some of the earlier revised versions, but the last few versions, I just can't get them to do anything on my computer. And maybe it's my operating system. I really don't know. I'm not very good with that stuff, so not quite sure. Taking profits. Okay, a little pullback. I'm going to short on that little pullback. Super small. And see how far we can short this before we're into that next level. Oh yeah, this is got about 20, 25 pips before we get down to the next spot. Okay, the market is still pressing lower, which is an indication of another drop. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles has pretty much been holding in the same range, so we should see a break out of this little 1-minute consolidation and probably another leg to the downside. But maybe not. Got about a 3-pip range in here, this little box. So if I can get it back up to the tops, I'll place another short. See if I can squeeze 2 pips out of that 3-pip range. Then we have kind of this new spot over here. Maybe here or here. There. So we can get another pop up. We'll short on this line. How did your trading finish up last week, Larry? Did you finish on a good note? Did you struggle on Thursday with a bit of a wild market? Like, I know for some people would have done them really well. For me, with the system that I use, it was a bit of a struggle hitting stop losses. So just kind of curious as to how you did at the end of the week. Did you get stung on Thursday night at all during that Tokyo session? I lost 4% in that Tokyo session on Thursday night. I couldn't believe it. Back to back stop outs. Doing a little bit better. From everything that I've learned in trading, all I seem to be able to do is if you can just do a little bit better than the day before, like there's just hasn't ever been a point where it's like, oh, okay, I got it. Finally, I've got my trading down perfectly. I've never had an absolute time where I said, I've got it perfect. I got it now, and there's no way I'm going back to not getting it. So just one little day at a time, just make it a little bit better each day, and then eventually you just start doing better. I haven't found perfection in systems in the market. Even like being able to say I can always like have a calculated amount of losses and wins. Like even that part of my system isn't perfect. I find that over time I end up stopping out less because my patience gets a little bit better and my trade selection just gets a little bit better. So I feel like overall I'm just taking less losses. And so overall just getting performance improvements. Took profit there. Okay, we're getting a little pullback. Just got my finger on the trigger here. I just want to measure and see if I can get 2 pips before that low. Not quite. It needs to pull back a little bit more. Larry, I have had the same focus and I haven't really like allowed myself to go off learning new things in trading. So it's interesting that you say that. Like I've made it an absolute priority to like get my forex trading down properly before going to into other things. So I'm pretty much in the same spot as you. I'm gonna short here and then wait for another pullback into this level. Should have some kind of rally back up to test somewhere in here. Up 0.42% in your challenge account. That's amazing. 18 trades at 5 pip targets. So is that like 18 different setups, or is that one setup where you got into 18 trades, or is that maybe a few setups? Just took profit on that trade? Nice. All short on the EU. Was that just this morning? We got to be getting close to that level. 6:50 a.m. Central. Once we get close enough to that level, I'm gonna start buying. Oh, we're there. We're there now. I'm gonna start buying. I'm gonna start buying those bottoms up. And there's a target right away. Nice. I'm gonna short. Nice. So you got 0.42% in like 30, 40 minutes or so then. That's a really fast way to start the day out. So if it drops down, I'll buy it up again. Right there. Five or 6 pips is that special spot that I marked out on the daily. So 5 pips away from that spot. So we could see all kinds of volatility and back and forth in this zone. And just take this trade history off. And I'm going to get ready to buy this up again. Just need one more push down to buy it up. If it pops up, I'll also short it. Got a new little spot in here to create some resistance to the upside. My target's in before that on the buy, which is perfect. And if this market pops down to that level pretty aggressively, I'm also going to buy it pretty aggressively on the first attempt that it gets down there, because it's a really high probability trade for me on that buy, because it's the first time. If you're the first, I find personally that being one of the first guys to the new level is a really high probability trade. So I will take it pretty aggressively as we get down into that spot one more time, or for the first time. Just bumping into that take profit. There we go. If we can pop up a little, I'll short it. Actually struggling. I'm gonna just short it here as soon as it gives me a tiny bit of a pop up. Okay, just get a little short in there. If you can get back up to that red line, I'll get another short in. Just missed that short trade on the top. And taking profits on that one. I'm going to buy this up as it pushes down. Right in here. So I'm going to short it here too. So I can get it my target below inside that last low. So either way it goes, we'll take a bit of profit. Just needs to go somewhere. There's a profit on the buy. So now if it gets back up to that old high, I'll short it there. Right in here for a second short. There's a good chance it can pop up and break to the next line. Place a short up here. So I'll get into two here. Yeah, that's a good spot. One more push. It will give it to me. One more push higher. I want to get my targets above these bodies on this 1 minute chart here. And I can just make that work if I get the push up to that red line. If I can get it to that red line, those targets work nicely. So that's a good spot. Just needed to get there. Seems like the market's trying to turn back down to the downside. We got this little apex candle right in here. So the market tried to break it and it closed back up, but it did break that candle. So we'll see if that was enough to get it heading back down. If not, we'll just get ready to short it again. Okay, it's starting to push back up. There's one short. Target's in a good spot. One more push higher and I'll get into a second trade. For that layer. That would be the fourth trade in total. Just bounced off the target. There we go. Profit hit. If it pops back up, we'll short it again. And the market is staging a turn. I think that's starting to go on the 5-minute chart. Oh, not quite. Not quite there yet. Just breaking that pivot low. That this one became the apex candle. And so we broke that low, which is the trigger for the turn. But now it's trying to head back up. So get ready for some more shorts up here. and one bearish candle close. So it's trying to make its way back down, just barely. And trying to make a turn back up. I was stuck in this bit of a slow spot. 5 minutes to the hour. And it is trying to turn back up. I'll put 2 trades up on this red line if it gets back up there. And a big candle to the downside, taking some profit. I'm going to also buy that up if it pushes a bit lower. One more push. It will take some more profit. There's the profit target hit. I'm going to buy it up. And then get ready to buy it even more when it drops down, approaching that daily level that I marked out. We're almost there. Just about there. Getting ready to buy. I really like this spot, so I'm going to buy it pretty good. Buy here. Profit target hit. Nice. Super quick. Gonna short it here too. Profit on the other buy. Nice. Gonna just move this target on the short up above these bodies. If it will just flicker back down, I'd rather just take the profit there. See, those buyers stepped in pretty good. I'm gonna just take this trade out for a very small profit right there. I just don't want the shorts in here. It's the shorts have now they've extended pretty far, so I'm gonna lean more towards the buys for the next little bit, especially as we are on the new hour. So any push down, I'm gonna buy in here. And this leg on the 1 minute chart is now, oh yeah, it's now 51, 52 pips. So that's a long ways to go without a real pullback. So I'll expect to see some reversal happening in here. And I don't really want to be short on that anymore. Another push lower will get more buys in. If we can go down and tap that line, I'm going to go in fairly heavy on that trade. Okay, another push down. I'm going to just start buying here. Any more pushes, I'm going to buy. Remember that last buying candle came in pretty strong. That's a good indication that the buyers are ready. So I want to be ready too. Got my finger on the trigger. Oh, I almost was going to sell. I do not want to sell at the bottom here. It's a bad spot to sell. It's trying to break lower and it doesn't. Wasn't able to do it there. We got to close back in this little consolidation. Got this little range that's started right in here. It didn't quite want to break it. It tried to pop through and then popped right back up. So we'll see if that can hold. There's a good chance we'll go and hit some profit targets on the buy side. The push down, we'll just get ready to buy it. Trying to break it now. Got my finger on the trigger for those buys. And a little bit of a bull candle closing. Still a little indecisive as these candles are just kind of shrinking in size and not sure where they want to go. We should see a pop one way or the other here in the next minute or two. Looks like it's going to try for the break to the downside. And if we get a big candle, like a 7 to 10 pip candle, I'm definitely going to be buying that, because that'll be the first indication that this is an exhaustion to the downside. When you've got a really long extended run and you get a big push in the following through, there's a good chance that that's just an exhaustion candle. It's last ditch effort to make another move lower. And so those are good candles to fade, to be on the other side of those. So if we get a big strong candle and it's like a little bit too big, I'm going to be buying that thing. But if it just keeps descending with average candles, that's not necessarily a good time to buy. It just means it's still pressing lower and lower. So then on that type of situation, you don't necessarily want to be buying too heavily. You might still get to the spot you want to buy and you can buy, but you just do it more slowly and more carefully than you would if you had a nice big aggressive candle come into your support line. So we're building a really good spot for a break lower again as the minutes go by. Trying to make its break for the downside. Ooh, got some buyers stepping in here. See the flickering in the candle? Tried to make its break and got punched right back up quick. The buyers are definitely in here, and it closed back above the line. Okay, it's open for the buyers. And an indecision candle again, but a close back above that support line. It's anybody's move right now. I'm going to get ready to just buy. There we go, on that little push down. Here's the red line. I'm going to start to buy it up here. Just hold in case it's going to press and hold through. We could see a whipsaw in here. Okay, much bigger candle. Start buying that. This could be that exhaustion bar that I was talking about. Let's measure that candle. That was a 6 pip candle, So yeah, bigger than average, but not too big. So it's not exactly what I was looking for an exhaustion type bar, but we'll see. A little bit more chance for it to sustain to the downside, and then see another candle or two to the downside. So careful not to get in too heavy here for the buys. Just going to zoom back out to the 1 hour chart, see what that looks like. Oh, we need the daily chart to see that level. Yeah, it's all in here. So this could be like a 10 pip range. Like it's not, it's going to be difficult to define that line perfectly. So it's just going to be but it's good. It's going to be a nice big range of volatility. So if it drops down, there's still lots of good opportunities for buying in that level. I'm going to buy one right in here. It's struggling to make another move down. It's the third candle in the breakout. Let's see what happens here. Trying to make another push to the downside and closing lower. So we'll just hold and let it run further if it wants to. It's a fairly strong close. Just let it run if it wants to run. My mentor told me this is like fishing. You don't fight the fish when it's all full of energy. You just let him run with it for a bit. Let him do his thing. And then after he's done his big push again, then you can start reeling back in. So we'll just let the market do its run and then start to buy it up as it starts to run out of energy again. You don't want to do it on its burst of energy. You want the burst to finish up. And we're entering into the 1.181 area. Could be the spot where it bounces. These candles are slowing down again. I'll just put one more buy. Oh, not now. If it pushes lower, I'm going to buy it up again. Okay, here's the attempt to break this little potential nadir candle. And a push back down. I'm going to buy here. Gonna fade here, buy the bottom again. Oh, big push. I'm gonna buy that as well. We might be seeing an exhaustion come in here. I could be saying that for a while though, so take it easy. We might get all the way down another 10 pips deeper before we see some buying. We should see some buyers come in before then, but let's see what happens with this candle. Hey Vin, I'm just seeing you commenting now. Good to have you this morning. Just gonna get into another buy right in here. Truth my banner. Vin. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm super glad to have you here. Let's just make it a fun little productive trading community. Have you been trading for forex for long? All right, we're gonna see this candle's trying to break that nadir candle right now. We took profit on that one little buy, so it might be finding a bottom. If it pushes lower, I'll buy it up again. Okay, there's one push lower. Just, oh, didn't really get a good entry on that buy, so I'm gonna have to hold up. So Vin, just looking for, I don't know. Oh, yeah, gotta be patient for sure. It is a very difficult thing to learn though, but it is key. So I don't know if you saw what I was looking at, but just pulling up the daily chart here for a second so you know why I'm buying all this down leg. Here's the daily chart. We're coming right back onto all these body highs back here. This is the daily chart. So these levels should come in and play a significant role. So right now, as the market is dropping, and it's dropping quite strongly, I'm going to measure, this is the 15-minute chart. So now this leg on the 15-minute chart is now 64, 65 pips deep. So that's a pretty deep run as we enter into these new levels. So I haven't found a bottom yet, but I am expecting a bottom to show up, and then we'll find an up leg. So I don't know where it is. Don't know if I'm positioned correctly, but on average, this should be a good spot. So I'm going to buy right in here on this push lower. And we're about to enter the 1.18 level. It's just 5 pips away. There should be a bounce somewhere in here. I just know on average that I'll usually find a bounce on these types of spots. So I don't want to be selling at the bottom of this big leg. I mean, you might find some selling still, but I'm getting ready for the next leg. I don't want to be selling on the bottom of a big leg. I imagine that when the buyers show up, it'll be fairly strong. So that is what the play is right now, so that you know what's going on. To somebody that's just showing up, it maybe doesn't look so good. Okay, there's a little bit of profit. on those couple trades. 1.1, yeah, that's your target. So are you shorting to that target at the moment? If it pushes deeper, I'll buy it again. Yep, that looks like a good spot to short it to. Gonna buy this push. I'm kind of thinking we'll see. We're 5 pips away right now from that 1.18. Think we'll see one more push to hit that. So just looking for that leg to show up. It'll show up at some point. Okay, there's a little bit of profit on the buys again. And if I get a little bit of a couple more, I'm going to take off a loss on the top side. Okay, and now we've got a turn on the 1-minute chart. So if it drops more, I'm going to buy it again. Buy here. I need to get in a little bit of a bigger stack before I can take losses off the top. I just didn't quite get into it. Okay, starting to push down. I'm gonna buy it again. If I can hit this little stack, I'll take a loss off the top. Yeah, you lost too much since you went live in September. That is just the natural progression of trading. We end up losing money on our accounts, and then it forces us to slow down and forces us to become more accurate and precise and more patient. That is just the natural progression of learning to be a day trader, especially in the forex market. So been there, done that many times, Vin. Okay, trying to stage a reversal here. Here's hitting some profit targets. One more push through there and I can get rid of this loss on the top. Just gonna take that one loss off. It's a $5 loss. I made a few. Here's my history here. There's a bunch of $1 profits, so I can take that $5 profit now easily. Now I can wait and see if that leg comes in. And it is starting to round. So if it drops again, I'm going to buy it again. Okay, taking a bit of profit. I'm going to buy this dip as it's trying to turn. Okay, strong close to the bull side. Started with 50 pounds, then you added 40 and then another 30. Yeah. Hey, that's good though. You just add just little bits though. You're not putting in thousands then losing thousands. So that's good. So now you're at 43.50. Clawing back slowly. That's it. There's no fast way back. There's the patient, slow grind back. That's the only way back. It's the only way I've ever found to make it back. So that's it. That's good. All right, hitting some profits, targets on those buys. And that 1 minute chart is gaining some steam. Kind of finding that buy that I was looking for. And if we can get back up into this level right here, I gotta shave off the rest of those losses. Right as we get back up into here, that red line, I'm gonna just, yeah, so I'm gonna bring these targets down below that line. If we get a test of that spot, I want to be out of those trades there. So that's the last stack there. And if this dips, I'll also buy it a little bit more. And I'll just take one of these targets off just for... No, you know what? I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. It's not a good way to demonstrate. Well, all the last couple weeks, guys, I was letting some runners run. But I think it just gets a little bit too messy and a little bit too confusing. So I'm just not going to do that right now, at least today, for the next little bit. Just let the profit targets hit and then be done. At least done for the setup. Okay, I'm going to buy this dip. And buy it again. And buy it again, because I'm doing this now because that 5 minute chart, you can look over here. That 5 minute bar is now a confirmation on the turn. So we've got 3-bar reversal on the 5 minute chart at a really significant level. So this is a great spot to find a bullish leg come in. All right, taking some more profit and hitting that stack. Nice. I'm gonna take one loss off the top and get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Just want to mitigate risk whenever possible. I've got to just let one run. It's just in me to let one run if it wants to keep going. Because that is a bullish candle there with the wick on the downside. Another profit target. Almost there. Just about there. I'm going to shave those last ones off as it pushes up because they're actually right on the line. So I'm going to take those little losses. Here's one loss off. One more push up and I'll do that again. One more push up. Nope, not there. There. Okay, that last one's off, and now I just have this one little trade on for a runner. It's not a great position, so it might just tag out for a break even, but that's pretty much it. That trade setup's done. I found that bull leg I was looking for, and it kind of came in at a good spot. So I think that was good reading on the longer term chart to find where the next leg is going to come in. So good setup. Hopefully Vin got his short out in time as well. Nice. Vin got, yep. 1.182 was your target. Vin, I'm doing this every day, every weekday for the New York Open, and I'm doing it for 1 to 3 hours. And I'm just hoping to share my experience. I've been doing this for 10 years now. Just want to share my experience, and if I can help traders develop and just get better at what we do, that's kind of why I'm showing up every day. A little bit of trading psychology along the way. So I'm going to just secure my trade up a little bit higher on that last one, behind that 1 minute bar. So let's just zoom out on this 1 minute chart. That leg is huge. That was a big run. Vin, you must have done well on that. That was a big leg down. 64 pip run to the downside. And we're seeing the bulls come in now. Yeah, man, it'd be awesome to have you join in the morning for sure. I just started this 2 weeks ago, so this is the start. Just started 2 weeks ago. Made about 25 pips. Nice. Good chunk out of that leg. That's a great chunk out of that leg. Nice trade. Okay, I'm going to just take that last trade off for a profit. So up to 10,037. We started, I think, 10,017. So we're up about 20 bucks. So now, if this market runs up, I'll start shorting. If we can get some dips down, I'll start buying. And then we've got that news in 25 minutes. I'll try and trade to that news, maybe get a few setups during that news, and then call it quits. But between now and that news, we should get some good volatility. So I'm going to start shorting in here. And then don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing if you haven't done it before, especially in a funded account. Just use a practice or simulated environment. I highly recommend you just trade the way you trade. We all have our own ways of trading. We have our own views of the market. We all, we have our own way of doing it, each one of us. And so just take what you see and apply it to your own circumstances. But don't think that you should or you ought to trade like me or the next guy or the next guy. You have WhatsApp or email for us to keep in touch. Yeah, man, absolutely. I can, yeah, I've got WhatsApp. I'll just give you my number. Oh, wait, shoot. No, I have an old number for WhatsApp. Hold on, I'm going to give you my old number for WhatsApp. I'm just having a hard time remembering it. So. Okay, that should be my WhatsApp number. And you can also just you can reach me on that email too. Okay, entering into another new level right here where we could see a bounce. So I'll put in another short right in here. You're in Birmingham, UK. Nice. Do you like trading the London session? I love the London session. It's just in the middle of the night for me. You'll find me trading the London session after if I had a bad Tokyo session and it took money, then I'll end up staying up into the night to chip away at my losses. Like I was just saying to Larry earlier, last week, Thursday for me, that was a wild day in the market, and those days usually bite me, and it did. So I got stung pretty good on Thursday, and so I stayed up late into Thursday, traded through the London, and I grinded away and made some money back, and then just traded the rest of the day on Friday and made some more money back. Yeah, that's your local time. Okay, just taking profits on that short. And we've got a turn in the 1 minute chart. We've got a 3-bar reversal coming in. I'm gonna short it again on these pushes up. I'm gonna just short it. You can see my system. I'm trading for volatility, and I've got 2-pip take profits. Usually, if the volatility gets really big, I'll bump it up to 3 pips. But I am almost always at 2 pips. I have stop losses in place. They're way far away. They're not designed to get hit. They're there as an emergency backup, just in case that market just absolutely explodes and runs away. It's the ejection seat that if I hit one of those stop losses, I just close the whole trade setup and call it quits. That does not happen very often. It happened to me 2 times on Thursday. And so it was a 4% loss for me, back-to-back 2% losses. But usually that just does not happen. It's very rare that that happens. So I play within this range for volatility, and I gather up my little pips in consolidation. I find that the market consolidates more than it runs. And so I just trade for the consolidation because there's always opportunities inside consolidation. So I'll show you what happened on the 15-minute chart on Thursday night. Where was it? Let me pull those trade history back up. So, okay, this was Friday. I'm obviously a very high volume trader. This trades everywhere. Let's see if we can. Okay, I think that might not be a good view for you. Right in here, this whole leg was I think it was an 80 pip drop in the Tokyo session on the euro dollar. Yeah, that was the 80 pip rundown. Am I lagging, guys? Am I lagging on your end, or is it okay? So I took 2 losses back to back in here. I took one right there. I was buying up as we were coming into these pivots back there, and I lost again on that second one. So that cost me a bunch. That was 4% in total losses. So I ended up staying through the London session and traded through all that consolidation all through here. Made a bunch of my money back, woke back up for the New York session on Friday morning, traded the whole day and grinded my way all the way back. So those things happen occasionally. They rarely happen, and just have to deal with them as they come. Take off that trade history. Yeah, you don't want to overtrade. Overtrading is bad. For my style of trading, uh, I've become more of an endurance trader because of my style of trading. I'm trading for 2 pips over and over, and so I've learned to trade quite a bit, and that's my style. But I can still overtrade too. I got to know when it's time to quit. All right, just put another short in. Short it again back up at these highs right in here. And we're about 15 minutes to the news. Vin, I just got your WhatsApp. Awesome. All right. So glad you joined in, Vin. Super stoked. Okay. This pops up. Take some more shorts. Get one in here. If I can get one more push up, I'll add one more, and then I'm going to have to hold. One more push. Right there. So now I've got 2 layers in. I've got one down here, and I've got my second layer up there. So now I got to wait. We could see a bigger up leg come in here too. So got to be patient now. If it's going to run, it could run all the way up into some of these highs. And so I'll just wait for it to do its run and let it tire itself out a little, and then I'll start shorting it again. Unless we see a turn here, then we can get some profits. Looks like it wants to go for another leg higher. And I'm going to just take all these objects list out because I got so much going on. Just clear the charts out. Clean it up. Just start over. Back in there. This should be a decent spot here. And then we've got another spot right in here. Got an attempt to break higher. See if we'll get some follow through. You're out while you're in the green. Perfect. That's good. Take your money and go. Especially if you're watching someone else trade too. You don't want to get too caught up. Like, I don't want you to get caught up with doing what I'm doing. So just, that's why I tell people, just, if you want to practice along, use a practice account, a simulated account, and do it along with me. That's great. But if you've already got a good system, then keep that system for yourself and trade your system, and then you can watch what I'm doing to advance your trading in another system. But don't try and build a system at the same time while watching and trying to trade. Do you find, Vin, that you have yourself a good system now? All right, tried to make the break higher, and it's kind of fizzled out on the upside. Starting to try to roll over and make it turn back to the downside. This candle here is the apex candle. So that'll be the trigger for the 3-bar reversal, which means all of this zone right here is just consolidation. Everything in here, and this is what I'm trading for, is everything in here. That's what I like to trade. So that target's right on that turning point, which is not a good spot for that target. I'm gonna just, okay, well, it hit it. Just took some profit, and we've got a strong bear leg coming back in. And if this pushes down, I'll also buy, because I expect the market to consolidate for the next 10 minutes before that news comes in. And I'm trading for the consolidation. So I'm going to take the tops and bottoms for the next 10 minutes. Generally, you get a whole bunch of movement back and forth. So I'm going to just short that. And if it pushes down, I'll buy it. Trend trader. Nice. Okay, I'm going to short these tops. Are you still trading, Larry? Are you still bringing in some pips? And as I zoom in here, this target is actually also in a bad spot. That should be above that last target. So profit target hit perfectly. And if that pops up, we'll short it again. Okay, that's not a good spot for that target. That target needs to be up here now. So if it gets back up to these highs, I can short it. There's a good target hit there. Not hit, that's a good placement. So I've got 2 trades up in there. Just wait. Six minutes and change to the news. Short as we come into this old level, that 1.183. It's another good spot for the market to turn. If I can get some profits, I'll take a loss again on the downside, just because that market's starting to get away from me a little bit. And I want to reduce my risk towards the news. So if I get some of those profits hit, I'll take a loss on one of these down there. And that's the active risk management that I do rather than taking stop losses. Okay, profits hit. I'm going to take one loss off the bottom and then just let that sit. Starting to make the turn on the 1 minute chart. Yeah, you think it's heading for that 50% fib level? There's a good chance it will go there for sure. 1.183. Yeah. Yep, definitely could go there. Okay, strong 1 minute bar close. Took a little profit. See if we get that last. There's one more. See if we get one more profit target. Just a few minutes away to the news. Want to be cognizant of that. All right, nice. Hit that last profit target. And news is in 3 minutes. So I'm going to just buy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just hold up here for a sec. I think I'm a little more confident to go on the short side at this point. Yeah. So if it pops up, I'll short it. Kind of got this slowing momentum move over here. We got these highs coming in here. One there. One here. And then right in there. Short that. Kind of a divergent setup with that slowing momentum. So I think it is better to stay on the short side for the next little bit. Or don't do anything. If you've got your money for the day, don't do any more trading. Profit target hit. Minute 45 to the news. Got Aussie monetary policy statement into the New York session. That's tonight for me, probably for Larry. But that could be some good volatility during that Tokyo session later. 1 minute to the news. And we'll see what happens. It should be a pretty good mover. 30 seconds. $20 seconds. $10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to buy that dip. Because I know that daily level is just behind here. And it is positive on the dollar. Just take that profit. I'm going to short here. Yep, decently positive for the dollar. So we might see some follow through to the downside. Just took profit. All right, I'm gonna just keep shorting the dips here, lean into the shorts because we've had all that momentum from today, the London session into this New York. So we got lots of bears behind it. And we've got some positive news on the dollar. Strong candle close to the downside. Took a little profit. A little bit more. Just taking little sips. Little sips out of the market. Another profit target hit. Nice. Solid session so far. Up about $30. Guys, I think I'm just going to call it there for today. A little bit tired, didn't sleep too well last night, so it's probably a good idea to just call it. Solid finish, made about $30 during the session. I'll pull up the trade history and just kind of look over what happened. So we started back over in here. The market was already kind of moving down, so I got just a couple little shorts in with the market heading down. Then we moved out to the daily chart to find this level that was coming in where we're right at now again. And that was it's an important level in the daily chart right now that it's playing around on. And so we found that bottom leg, made some profit. Most of the profit of the session came in buying up that bottom in there. Made some buys in the 1 minute consolidation, found the upward leg, short of the tops in there, and that was a really good way to finish up. So solid finish. I'm gonna just do the percentage gain on the account. So we're at 10,000. 10,048.6. And we started out at 10,017.71. $30.89. And divide that by the 10,017.71 times 100. And so that puts us at a 0.3% gain in the account today. $30, 0.3% on the account. So I'm gonna call that a session, guys. I'm so thankful to have you in here, guys. I think it was really cool. Hope that it could help you in any way. And if there's anything else that you want to touch on during these sessions, just let me know. Like, just say, hey, let's touch on this subject or that subject, whether it's psychology or just technicals. And I'll just be in here tomorrow. So yeah, thanks. Thanks, Larry and Vin. So glad to have you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to let other people know, and I'm going to just keep doing this every session at New York Open, 8 a.m. Eastern. And hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. And maybe I'll see you